Hello there, and welcome to my channel Novice Modelling in a Midlife Crisis. My name is Andy, and as you can see, we have a Airfix 172 de Havilland Tiger Moth starter set in front of us, which is kit number A68223. This is part of a little series that I'm doing because I picked this up from Lidl for £6.99, which I think is a little bit of a bargain, so I thought I'd tell you guys about it because I'm a nice guy. The other kits that you can actually get, or you can get, are the Airfix 172 Tiger 1, a Submarine Spitfire Mark 1A, a Willys MB Jeep with trailer and parachute gun. This is probably the best one in my opinion. It's pretty cool, that one. Lots of fun to build. I've actually built one already. And you can also get this 172 Sherman Firefly, which is a nice kit as well. I've actually built that one myself previously. So, as per normal, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to have a quick read through the blurb that Airfix provide us. I'll look at the instructions and I'll have a look at the sprues and all the parts. So, the Havilland Tiger Moth first flew in late October 1931, and after being accepted into RAF service as a trainer the following year, has enjoyed widespread use and universal popularity ever since. Surviving into the jet age, the diminutive biplane was finally retired from RAF service in 1959. Not only used by the RAF but also by various other air forces across the world, the Tiger Moth has become a sight synonymous with aviation. Over 7,000 were produced and an estimated number of 250 remain flying today due to the work of many enthusiasts around the globe, including the Tiger Club in the UK. While the Tiger Moth was unarmed throughout its service life, during the dark days of 1940 when the invasion of Great Britain seemed imminent, plans were drawn up to fit bomb racks to Tiger Moth, but luckily for those pilots who would have flown them in combat, the invasion never materialised. Specifications: speed 109 miles per hour, range 302 miles, wingspan 29 foot, length 23 foot 11, service ceiling 13,600 feet. Okay, so let's have a quick nose at the instructions, which are pretty standard in Airfix. They're pretty comprehensive and easy to follow. That is pretty normal the case, it seems to me, that the first thing we're going to look at is the cockpit and the pilots. Yay, we get some pilots with this to paint up as well. In section 1 we're going to put these two rather uncomfortable looking seats onto the cockpit floor. Obviously this is a trainer, so we have 2 stick controls, and then we have 2 pilots to put in. One of them appears to have been having a bit of a drink because he's legless. Bad joke. Number 4, we're going to look at the inners of the fuselage. And there's actually got a little knife arrow here because apparently there are some potential options or things that we need to do. Not exactly sure what they are. And we've also got a drill picture here as well. So there's something going on that potentially you can or need to do. So maybe you're going to need an actual sharp hobby blade for this and a hobby drill. So maybe this isn't great for a novice. Don't really know. I think I can see what it is. It's just basically so you can have these flaps, these sort of door hatches into the cockpit down if you do so wish. Nice little touch, I suppose. So 5A. Well, it's not really pointing at anything now. It's just basically telling us to sort of stick these 2 things on if we want. Let's have a look there. Yeah, you can actually see they're very, very, very thin, these sort of hatches, compared to the rest of the fuselage. So obviously that makes them a little bit easier to cut down if you want to. So that's what all that is about. Excuse me. Number 6 tells us to put our 2 decals for our cockpit instrument panels onto the cockpit. Obviously that depends on whether or not you've pre-painted them, I suppose. Section 7, we're going to pull our cockpit controls and some other parts into the fuselage, obviously with these little red bits up or down. Section 8, well, that's putting this thing in here, whatever that is, not too sure. Yeah, okay. Section 10, we've got the engine housing going on, and we've got a 2-blade propeller to attach. Number 11, we've got an exhaust manifold to hang out the bottom. Section 12, we're going to put the engine onto the fuselage, and number 12, we're going to put, that looks like the bottom wings onto the fuselage as well. Should be pretty simple. I mean, we've only got one or two things going on in each window. Still not too sure what all this cutting's about. Yeah, well, probably should have had a better look at it before I did it, but I mean, it does appear you can just do it with or without these extra cuttings if you don't want to. Number 14, we've got this piece going into the top of the top wing. Here we have our wing struts going on. These are the ones nearest to the fuselage. And then we have these two which are going outboard as well. Section 17 is attaching of the sort of tailplane and various parts. We've got a, looks like a tail skid there. A couple of support struts. Section 19, put the tail on. Here we're going to put the fixed undercarriage on in number 20. 21, put the wheels on. 22, put I think they're plastic parts now, so I look at them. Should be some plastic parts and there's some clear ones. Did actually open this the other day, so maybe they've come out. Don't worry about that later. And 23, we should end up with a completed aircraft like that. I think I might have mislaid the sprue. I did actually have this out the other day. There's no sprue diagram on here. That definitely says D, and they are definitely some sort of windshields going on, so that does appear that I've actually inadvertently misplaced my clear plastic parts. Oh well, never mind, we'll just have to make it up as we go along like we normally do. So let's have a quick look at the 3 sprues that we still actually have possession of. Sprue A, sorry about that. Sprue A, as we can see, is the fuselage. Obviously the Tiger Moth is not very big because there's my finger. Here we have part of the tail. These are the struts. Got a little bit of flash there that needs to come off for our wing supports. Not too sure what that is. That's part of the interior for the cockpit. We've got a little seat here. You can see they've got some quite small amount of detail going on the fuselage. You can see where I think this is fabric covered, I'm not quite sure. Seems to be some apparent sort of ribbing going on behind either the metal frame or the fabric. Probably should have done a bit more sort of revision before I actually put this one on. And here we go with the top wing. What's that, the bottom wing? It's one of the wings. This is the bottom wing. You can see where the struts go. And again, we've got some rather nice looking detail on that also. Here's our other rather uncomfortable looking seat. Let's get that into focus. We've got 2 pilots. One of them is, like I said, legless, and he appears to have a bullet hole in them. I quite often find that these Airfix pilot figures have got a little tiny hole in them, which is quite weird. We've got a couple of wheels here. We've got our sticks for control. Got another 2 support struts. This is going to be the top wing. Have the engine compartment from the front. It's part of our tail. A single 2-bladed, very small propeller, and we've got some more wing struts there as well by the look of it. So that goes with our parts. I just actually noticed that the code on this is GACDC. Don't know if that's got anything to do with the band. Kind of doubt it, but kind of interesting. Here we can see we have the decal sheet, which contains our 2 cockpit controls. This black band with the X's on, GACDC for the sides, and I think this is actually going to go on the bottom of the wings. And it's got some sort of small club or unit marking or something there as well. Obviously, like you know, with these starter sets, you get a number 2 Humbrol Airfix brush. Another one. I've got another one of these Humbrol poly cements. Great. And here we have 4 little tubs of paint. We've got a silver looking one, which is obviously for the wings. We've got a red one for the fuselage. We've got a black one for the tyres and some of the accessories. and this one, which is green, is actually for the interior of the cockpit. If we have a look at the rear, we get a full-on painting diagram, and it does actually say the Havilland Tiger Moth, G, ACDC, the Tiger Club, Headcorn Aerodrome, Ashford, Kent, England, as of 2013. There's where those little black decals go. That's obviously the area where you're supposed to walk on the wings. The propeller is supposed to be done in black, also with a little bit of silver detail on it. So there we go. So that's the last of our Lidl bargains, which cost us £5.99. I hope you enjoyed my little bargain hunt. So please do, well, certainly think about going down to Lidl and picking up a couple of these if you wanted. I've actually picked up 3 of the Tiger Moths because I'm thinking they will kind of come in useful in a project that I'm planning to start. Obviously, since I've lost my cockpit windshields, I'm going to have to go and have a bloody good hunt around for those, aren't I? Because that's kind of a bit of a pain in the bottom. That's what happens when you take things out of the bag and sort of throw them around the place. But enough of my woes. Please do like and subscribe, and please do check out the rest of my content, which contains, I think I'm now up to 116 kit reviews. Unfortunately, I ain't finished with this because I've probably got about 400 kits to go through. So there's going to be loads more kit reviews coming up, and yes, I am going to build some kits as well. But I have been told to slow down. I keep on getting told to slow down and not rush, which is good advice, because when you rush, you make mistakes like losing parts to the carpet monster. So please do like and subscribe. Please do join me on my Novice model building ride. Plenty of interesting things coming up and that I'll be doing, and I'll be seeing you soon. Bye for now.